The law firm of Gary Williams, Parenti, Watson, and Gary would like to welcome each and every one of you. Willie E. Gary is a living legend and a proud graduate of Shaw University and North Carolina Central University's School of Law. Attorney Willie Gary is celebrated as one of the most famous lawyers in the nation and recently won a record-breaking $23.6 billion verdict in a single tobacco suit filed against R.J. Reynolds Tobacco Company. Celebrated as the largest single verdict in U.S. history, this case was covered on all major networks in the United States, including Fox News, The Today Show, CNBC, CNN, NBC, Headline News, and many other news outlets, both nationally and internationally.
The nation's second largest cigarette maker is fighting this morning to reduce a $23 billion jury award. The plaintiff, the widow of a smoker, it is among the biggest verdicts ever for a single plaintiff in a wrongful death lawsuit.
The 6 jurors decided that tobacco company R.J. Reynolds should pay Robinson $17 million in compensatory damages and $23.6 billion in punitive damages for the death of her husband, Michael Johnson. He died of lung cancer in 1996.
Now to a Today Show exclusive. The widow of a chain smoker who died of lung cancer in 1996 is awarded more than $23 billion in punitive damages against the nation's second largest cigarette maker, R.J. Reynolds. And yes, you heard me right, $23 billion.
A Florida jury has returned one of the largest verdicts ever against a tobacco company. Cynthia Robinson sued R.J. Reynolds because her husband had died of lung cancer after a lifetime of smoking. She will be awarded more than $16 million in compensatory damages and, wait for it, $23 billion in punitive damages. Her attorney, Willie Gary, is here with us in the studio. So, welcome to the program.
Good to be here. It's not about the appeals, it's not about the money. We've made a difference already. I think less people are going to smoke. I think that the tobacco companies are going to get their act together. They're going to make safer cigarettes. We know they can. They'll just make a little bit less money, but we'll save a whole lot of lives. And that's what it's all about.
Gary added the lawsuit's goal was to stop tobacco companies from targeting children and young people with their advertising.
News 4 has learned new details of one of the largest jury verdicts ever.
That's right, we're talking about $23 billion awarded overnight to a Florida family.
From rags to riches, Willie E. Gary is a true American success story. His unwavering desire to earn a college education ultimately led him from migrant worker to Shaw University and eventually to North Carolina Central University's School of Law. Yes, historically black colleges and universities definitely produce winners. Now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready to meet our speaker for today? A gentleman whose humble beginnings as a migrant worker took him from Florida to the Carolinas and eventually back to Florida, where he would create one of the most influential law firms in this country. Attorney Willie E. Gary firmly believes that it is only but by the grace of God that he has achieved multi-million-dollar successes. He also understands that were it not for the many trailblazers who preceded him, he would not be where he is today. His commitment to excellence is reflected not only in his many professional accomplishments, but also in his commitment to family, community, and social change. Recognized in the Guinness Book of World Record, Willie E. Gary is a philanthropist who has given so much to so many.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please allow Willie Gary to share with you his secret to success.
You know, I just think that when you have God on your side, you can do anything.
If it had for the Lord, I don't know where. Let me tell the truth tonight. If it had for the Lord on my side. Just want to testify tonight.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Chris Stewart, I want you to know that after giving such an inspiring introduction. Rest assured that your check is going to be in the mail next week. Let's give him a big hand. Let's hear it. But on a serious note, you need to know that Chris Stewart is a rising lawyer, young lawyer, that's no doubt one of the best in this country. I am so proud of him because he represents what lawyers should be about, reaching out to the least of these, reaching out to help those who are less fortunate. And I have so much respect for him. And on top of all of that, he just has talent. Talent like you wouldn't believe. Let's give him another big hand. Give Chris another big hand. Evangeline, stand up. Let's give her another big hand. Where is she? Let's give her another big hand. I want to thank her for inviting me to be a part of this program, this special gathering here tonight. I'm elated to be here. And I need you to know that I don't take this invitation lightly, specifically when it comes to talking to our young people, or hopefully inspiring our young people to be all that they can be and to never give up on your dreams. And never let anybody tell you that you can't be whoever you set out to be. You can do it. I know you can. And I'm just excited. Students, give yourselves a big hand tonight. I'm proud of you. And all the speakers that are here, let's give them a big hand tonight. Give it up for them. Young lady that put the video together, Tanya Wiley, who does all of our strategic planning for the law firm. You know, when we say we want people to know who we are and what we are doing, the imaging, the branding of the firm. Stand up, Tanya. Let's give her a big hand. So much. And then real quickly, I want to recognize a lady that's not here with me, but it's my wife, Gloria. I'd like to always give her honor and praise because she deserves it, number one. And number two, I met her in the 2nd grade. That's right, we met in the 2nd grade. And students, she used to hate the sound of my name. Couldn't stand to hear the name Willie Gary. Now, I knew she was digging on me, you understand. But every time she'd hear the name Willie Gary, she would just cry. But you know, I like to honor her and praise her because, you know, I remember when we didn't have what you've witnessed here tonight, the wealth and all of this, and that's fine, but more than that, we were just ordinary people, migrant workers. We grew up together. All of those met her in the 2nd grade. I started chasing her in the 2nd grade. But you know, no matter where I am, I like to take a moment just to give her the honor and the praise because she was there when I had no shoes to wear, holes in my pants. She was there. And I know I get all the honorary degrees and the accolades and all the recognition and all of that. But students, I want you to know that I understand better than anybody that whatever I am or ever hope to be, it's because I've had a good woman standing by my side. Give Gloria Gary a big hand tonight. Is that all right, ladies? I can't hear you. Is that all right, ladies? Speaking of preaching, I do I would like to say this. I am the brother of a Baptist preacher, so if it sounds like that's what I'm doing, I guess it's just in the blood. But on a serious note, I do like to give God the praise. Is that all right? You know, you got to just know that there's some hurdles that you can't cross alone. Some rivers you can't cross alone. Some mountains you can't climb alone. I'll never forget it when we were, Chris, trying that $23 billion case in Pensacola, Florida. Here we are in Republican territory. No blacks on the jury. He said, well, Gary, what is it, how is it that you think that you can come to Pensacola and win a case? Period. And I'm quick to say, you know, you need to understand that if you have God on your side, then you realize real quick that it's not the size of the dog that's in the fight, but it's the size of the fight that's in the dog. You got to be willing to fight, but every now and then, as hard as we were fighting, seemed like we just couldn't find our way. And I did like my old silver-headed grandmother used to do when she was still away and pray about it. And that's what we would do sometimes. We go, they'd say, Judge, time out, I need a recess. And I'd go in the library and I'd just sit down and I'd talk to God about it. So that's who I am, and that's who I'll always be, and it had brought me through some very tough times, some difficult times. Give God a hand tonight. Give him a hand. Give him a hand. Now, let me just say this, students. I came to do two things. I came to praise you, because you deserve to be praised. And I came to challenge you, because you need to be challenged. I want to praise you because just the fact that you are here, just the fact that you have the fortitude to want to become lawyers and knowing what it takes to become a lawyer, starting from law school, burning the midnight oil, staying up late, working around the clock, understanding that you're going to have to earn everything that you get. No free rides. Nobody's going to give you anything. But that's all right because it makes you tough. And when you walk in that courtroom, you walk in without fear of favor that you can win. You understand that losing is not an option. People say, Willie Gary, you can't win them. I want to win everything. I don't want to lose nothing. Zero. They said, well, you can't win. I said, no, I don't want to lose nothing. Well, Mr. Gary, you're a sore loser. That's right, I am. You show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser. But there's a price to be paid, students. There's a price to be paid. I just feel that you have to outwork your opponent. Flat out outwork them. And that's one of the things I like about Chris Stewart. None of his friends or counterparts were going to outwork him. He would burn, he'd stay up all night to get it done. And to put yourself in a position to win, you got to be willing to do that. You know, they talk about, well, how can you take on the large firms? They have 500 and 600 lawyers, and it's just a few of you all. Well, let me tell you something. There's only 24 hours in a day. I work all 24. Most people. How many people gonna work 24? Be willing to work the 24 hours if you have to. Then you're gonna rise above. Very few people are gonna be able to match you. And it's all about preparation. Preparation. Put yourself in a position to win. To win. No free rides. I'm not looking for something for nothing. I'm not daydreaming. You see, I think there are 3 types of people in life. I mean, there are those who sit around and pray for things to happen, and that's okay. People that wait for things to happen. And then there are people that will go out and make things happen. I want you to go out and make things happen. You can do that. And let me tell you something, students, about this law profession. I mean, it's one of the few areas in the arena of helping and making a difference where you can see wrong and you can make it right. You can see suffering and you can help to stop it. You can do that. Once you get your law degree, you're going to have one of the most powerful degrees that any young man or woman can have anywhere in the world. It's powerful. You can do a lot with it. You can do a lot with it. But once you get that degree, I want to challenge you now. I want to challenge you to not catch amnesia. Don't you get that degree and hang out the do not disturb sign. Don't you get that degree and put on shades of indifference. A lot of us do that. No sooner than we make it, we think that we got there on our own. I don't want to ever see you think that way. Don't ever think that you got to where you are because of your own superior brain power or intellect, when doubtless to say our old silver-headed grandmothers had more sense on accident than most of us have on purpose. Can I get a witness? You didn't get to where you are on your own. And let me say something else as I move towards closing. Don't ever get so big, because you're going to do well. I mean, lawyers can make a lot of money, a lot of money, a lot of money. One day, yesterday, and it's not to brag, but it's give you some idea of what you can do, and keep a good heart, and just know that it's not all yours. Because my wife says all the time, so you're going to give away our house if I let you. Because she said she wasn't going to let me do that. But the point is, yesterday, as lawyers, you can do a lot. You're in a position to help a lot of people. And sometimes it takes making money to do it. You know, it takes making money. We had a case yesterday, Chris, where I probably had about 20 hours into the case, made $2 million. That's what you can do. But last night, I gave part of it away because I felt that there were some people that needed it more than I did. And that's what, you know, don't catch amnesia. Be willing to reach back and don't ever look down on anybody unless you're picking them up. You see the cars and the plane. It's all right to have fine things. I mean, I'm telling you, it's in my blood. I like to win. I like to work hard. I like to pray hard. That's just the way I am. But you make the money. Don't let the money make you. Reach out. And let me say this as I move towards closing. Don't ever look down on anybody unless you're picking them up. And be careful. Be careful how you treat strangers. For there may be angels in disguise. Be careful. When I was in the 11th grade, that office building that's in the video was a hotel. It was called the Pelican Hotel. I tell you this story because I want you to be careful how you treat people, because you never know. Because what goes around, be careful. After you become lawyers, and I know you will, judges and all, don't forget the bridge that brought you over. Reach out and help somebody. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Because look, I'm telling you, you're going to be in a position to help a lot of people as lawyers. It's a powerful degree you're going to get in a few years. You're going to have it. But just stay focused. Stay focused. Now here it is, and I'm in the 11th grade working at the Pelican Hotels. I couldn't even go in the front door to go to work. I had to go to the back door. See, that's why young people, you got to understand that there was a price that was paid for all of us to be in a position to get a law degree, to make a difference, to help somebody, and surely to make a decent living. Don't forget about those who march from Selma to Montgomery on Bloody Sunday. They were marching for you just to have the right to vote. You weren't even born then, but they were marching for you because they knew that one day they wanted you. They didn't have it, never had a chance. But they were marching for you. And you don't have a right to let them down. Now, you get in law school, you do your best, and you get out there, and you be like Chris Stewart and others. A lot of young men and women I know that clerk with us, they are making a difference, and I'm proud of that. And they didn't catch amnesia. 11th grade, I'm washing dishes at the Pelican Hotel. Pelican Hotel was a showplace for the rich and famous white people. I was a dishwasher. But I said, one day, there were two men there, both were white. One was named John and one was named Bill. I'll never forget it. Bill was the groundkeeper. Now, this is why I'm giving you this example before I close, to let you know that when you treat people the way you want to be treated, good things happen. But you got to be careful. Bill was the groundkeeper. He talked to me like I was somebody, encouraged me to go to school, stay in school, dream big. Don't let anybody turn you around. And of course, John was the dock master. You all saw the yacht, the docks for the boats, the yachts. Well, that was the Pelican Hotel. For the rich and the famous, the movie stars came in from Hollywood. and they would stay at the Pelican Hotel. Well, I was a dishwasher, 11th and 12th grade. But Bill treated me like I was somebody, encouraged me. John talked to me, used the N-word for no reason. Treated me like I was nobody. But be careful, because what goes around, what goes around, lo and behold, John just talked down to me for no reason. And I was just a young lad trying to work to help put food on the table. There were 13 of us that lived in a little shack by the size of a 2-car garage. My daddy had a 2nd grade education and my mother finished 8th grade. But they worked hard, and they taught us the value of hard work. My mother gave birth to my sister on a Friday, and she was back in the fields working on a Monday. So don't you tell me that you can't do it. I know you can. I know you can. John called me the N-word. Treated me like I was nobody. Well, lo and behold, I went off to college. And thank God for historically black college. Give black colleges a big hand. That's right, all the major schools said I wasn't college material. But Shaw University said now, took a chance on me when nobody else would. Shaw was there. And let me tell you something else. I'm proud of you for enrolling and going to historically black colleges, because you need to understand that if you stay there 4 years and if you graduate, or like in some cases, like my boys, 5 or 6 years, you get out of there, chances are you've gotten one of the best educations you'll get anywhere in this nation. Let's hear it for black colleges again. Not only that, let me just say this. I graduated from Shaw University, historically black school, NCCU Law School, a black law school. And students, I have lawyers that are working for me. They graduated from Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. And I sign their paychecks every 2 weeks. Give black colleges another big hand. Then treat people the way you want to be treated. Because when I came back as a lawyer to this little town, Stewart, Florida, opened up my law practice. I had to open up a practice because nobody would give a black lawyer a job. I was the first African-American lawyer in my city, in the county. But it didn't bother me because I wanted to be the best that I could be as a lawyer. And I was dreaming big. And a few weeks ago when the list came out, and you all can check, the top 20 lawyers in the world, God blessed me that I was named number 7 of all the lawyers in the world. Give black colleges another big hand. Give it up for black colleges. Well, I started winning cases. Lo and behold, the Pelican Hotel went on the block for sale. Well, John was still there. Bill was still there. Say, get him, man. Be careful, because what goes around comes around. You know he had to go, don't you? Well, I never forget it. It was Thursday. We closed on the Pelican Hotel. It was late in the evening. But early Friday morning, boy, I showed up with deeds registered. We owned, Gloria and I was just so happy, we owned the Pelican Hotel. That's right, the Pelican where I washed dishes. Couldn't even go through the front door to go to work, had to go to the back door. But I want you to dream big, students, dream big. You can do it. You can do it. Well, Bill was there. And I never forget it. I got out of the car, and first thing he said, Mr. Gary, I know it was supposed to be a secret, but I understand you just purchased the Pelican. I said, that's right. And he said, well, I've been the groundkeeper for a lot of years. I said, I know. He said, I was just wondering whether I'd be able to, I know you're going to make some changes, but I'd like to be able to continue to be the groundkeeper. I said, Bill, don't you worry. You have a job. See, Bill had encouraged me to be somebody. Talk to me like I was somebody. He said, oh, thank you, Mr. Gary. Can I call more? I said, no, don't tell your wife yet. Let me talk to you a little bit. I said, just wait a second. And of course, John was out there taking care of the yachts. He was the dock master. Prestigious job. He was taking care of the yachts for the rich and the famous. And then Bill said, well, Mr. Gary, thank you so much. Let me go. I said, no, wait a minute. We're not done yet. I said, Bill, how would you like to be my new dock master? Be careful how you treat people. He said, oh, Mr. Gary, I'd love to be your dock master. He said, I always wanted to be a dock master. I said, well, you are my new dock master. I said, now let me tell you what your first job is. What do you all think his first job was? Thank you, and may God bless you.